Yeah. Start your petition. I told her that.
The HO is the P equals to HA is the
Okay. What are your grades? What you got? How do you rate? You're testing against point. You're testing against point. That one is right. 31 is there. Fail to reject. Listen, we're talking here. Fail to reject. Fail to reject. Fail to reject. Fail. You were able to reject. Okay? What was your p-value?
P-value 0.004.
Okay? How many reds did you have? Out of? Okay. So you have 14 out of 38 reds, okay? He might be an outlier here. What was your fail to reject? Your p-value was 0.038, so she was able to reject. Fail to reject. Skip her. Fail to reject. Say fail. Shy, what was your p-value? Fail to reject. Fail. Fail. So out of, we got 3, 6, 8, 12, 16, 20. Mr. Taylor, what was yours?
11.
You had 11 out of them. So his was. So we had everybody. What was yours? You had a low one. Okay, so everybody had a fail to reject except for about 2 of you were able to reject the null hypothesis. Now, the null hypothesis is we said that the reds equal 20%. The alternate we were looking for, are there more than 20% reds? Now, I came up with this question because I just Googled yesterday. I said, what is people's favorite Skittles color? And it said on there, Google told me, so I don't know if it's right or not. I would assume it is. Google said red is people's favorite color of Skittles.
Yellow is better.
You are not representative of the entire population. Okay, now, the real problem is when you have a favorite M&M color. Because some people said they won't eat one color M&M. They taste. That's where you have a real problem. Luke, Miss Ash. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Here's what I need you to do. Listen, guys. Thank you. Okay, I am looking at my conclusion here. And we said fail to reject. Give me some reasons why, if we fail to reject, give me some. There's many reasons. Give me some reasons why we fail to reject. Okay. She says small sample size. She didn't have 20% red. Some people had less than 20%. If you had less than 20%, you definitely couldn't say that it's more than 20%. What else? What's the main what's your main drawback? What do you think is the main issue? Maybe the sample size? So, what could you do? Get more skills. What could you do? Put them all together. That's what it says. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to turn to page 2. Okay? So on page 2, it asks me, I'm going to give you a space here to get up for a second. And you're going to write how many red you had right here. And you're going to write how many total you have right here. Now, mine, I had 10 red out of 47. Now, I want to say one more thing that I forgot. What was another issue that happened in the conditions part? In the conditions. It happened to a lot of people. What happened in the conditions? To some of y'all. What if you didn't have 10 reds? What happened in the conditions? Your normal. It wasn't greater, was n times p greater than 10? No, because you didn't have 10 reds, right? So it didn't pass the normal. Well, if it doesn't pass the normal, we can't get a z-score, because z-scores are about the normal curve. So it didn't pass that condition, right? So a lot of us, we didn't get that condition, okay? So there was another thing that we messed up on there, was that we didn't have enough. So you talk about the sample size. Well, it didn't even pass one of our conditions. And hopefully you put an X when you were checking those off if it wasn't greater than 10 on that. Alright, so I had 10 red out of 47. So what I'm going to do is ask each of you to come up. You're going to put your number up there. Then on page 2, you see what we're doing here. You're going to add all the reds up, add all the total up, and we're going to get one big sample and see if we can't come up with a good conclusion. Now, which conclusion are we going to trust more? Well, hopefully so. So right now do we know which one is true? No, because Layla says that what? She says she rejected. She rejected. You rejected, right? But then a bunch of us failed to reject. So we don't know. But so that means that we require some more evidence. We need some more work because we got conflicting results. Some people were saying we reject, some people were saying we fail. Alright? So, if you will go right up how many reds you had and how many total. I'll take this row, you go ahead. Go ahead, Carol. Get up to the board. You need to walk a little bit. Come on, Shy.
736.
And then you need to add them up and run the test on page 2. So you need to get started. You have 51?
Yeah.
You picked some off the floor, I know you did. Alright. Are we close? What about in the back?
Oh, I got it. Boom. I don't know what all that means.
I didn't get that. I got that. I might have got that. I think you're looking at you look at the female, right? You did less. God. Yeah, I need to look at the female. This is
Also, it doesn't.
don't look at that. You do or
We do.
okay, so based on what was our p-value when we had this? Well, actually, let's talk about this. What was our percentage of reds? 0.229, so about 23% reds for the whole class, okay? So in this, we are able, so we were able to say it was random because we were talking about Mr. Weaver. I just came and randomly selected a bag off the shelf. Independent, we know there's a ton of Skittles in the world. Normal, that was easy to check off, right? It wasn't even close. Our two numbers for normal were what? 181 and what? 600 and something. Both of them are greater than 10, so not even close. Now, our calculation gave us a p-value of what? 0.0195. Okay, very low. So we were able to say that what? We reject, which means okay, so what that means is, he said there is sufficient evidence to suggest the proportion of red scales is greater than 20%. So that means, do you think if we got another bag of these, which I'm not going to do, but if we did, or if you did, if you just went to Walmart, got another bag of these Skittles, do you think if we did all that again, that we would get the same results? Do you think we would be able to reject it? Do we have a big enough sample to prove or to conclude that this is true for all Skittles? Absolutely. You do. You do. You do. So now, so listen, from one bag of Skittles, you have now, as a class, just here, you've been able to conclude with sufficient evidence, okay, with sufficient evidence that there are more than 20% of red Skittles. Now, how confident were we? Because we were looking at the 0.05 level. So we're 95% confident. So that means we could make a mistake. But 95% confidence is pretty good. So you were able today, so basically you were a scientist and a mathematician, but you were able today to conclude that there are more than 20% red Skittles. Now, I looked that up online, and I was hoping, I was like, please tell me this bag will work. Because sometimes it's not going to happen, right? Because just by chance, we may get a bag where there's not as many red. But it is true because when I Googled it, it said red is people's favorite color. So, you know, kids maybe and stuff, they all want red. So they are targeting, Skittles has a target, right? Target audience. It's probably kids, right? Is there, if you think about it, that's who they want to get their Skittles. And their target audience has told them, they've done surveys, and their target audience has told them our favorite Skittle is red. So what does Skittles do? Make more reds, right? That's like M&M's. Guess what M&M? Well, we're not doing one-on-one proportion, so I won't tell you. Guess what M&M's least? Guess what the least likely color is in M&M's bag? The least likely color. Least likely, I'm talking about the lowest one, is brown. Because that's people's least favorite, like they don't like, they're like, oh, it's just brown. They, guess what their favorite color is? Yellow. They like the bright yellows. M&M. And there's another one. What is there's, what'd you say?
My favorite color is strawberry sweet, but it only be like green or black.
Yeah.
Why you tell me that?
And what Shy has on, listen, their favorite, the blue, because there used to not be, they used to not have blue M&Ms. So now that they have blue M&Ms, that was another one that they create a whole lot more of. So candy, you got to think, even when people are making candy, they are thinking about the proportion that they have. So in their factory, you know, they've got a set proportion of so many that come out. When we went on our trip to New York, we went to the Hershey factory, and they showed, you could see each color coming out of the M&Ms and all that stuff, and they have a set proportion. So this many should come out of this one, this many colors come out of this one. They all go in the bags, and there you go. And they do that, and again, it's based on people's preferences. They want to make the customer happy, right? That's the goal. So that's the goal in this. All right, so what you need to do, we're done with that paper. So since we transitioned, this paper we're actually going to turn in. So it's stapled already. So all you're going to do is sit it in this tray and pick up a computer. So we're going to go to the next thing. Get a computer.